Hey everyone, how are you? This is this week's update. As ever, there's 5 things that I want to bring up, 5 things I want you to give some thought and consideration to, maybe ask me questions about, because they're the kind of the hot-ish topics based on what's happening or what isn't happening, if you think about the way some things go. So I want to talk to you about driving test waiting times. I want to talk to you about the offer of theory test help. I want to talk to you about my winter working hours and where my schedule is just now. I want to talk about the cancellation policy. That's become important recently, and the use of study aids and the apps that you've got and how you might be able to utilize them to your advantage. Driving tests, they take forever to get one. So for 5 years, they've been 20 weeks or more on average in Leicester, and slightly better in some parts of the land, but Leicester's been horrendous since 2020. Currently it's 24 weeks, but for 4 weeks now, there's been 0 tests to be had, which is to say that you can go online at 6 AM on a Monday when it opens, and then be 50,000 in the queue, 60,000 in the queue, whatever. You wait for hours, you get to the front, no tests. A bit like ringing the doctors on a Monday. But I've been able to, up till now, log on with my DVSA issued credentials, if you will, get a test for individuals, and then happy days, test is there. And then further along the learning journey, if you're on track or ahead of plan, I can switch them with other people. So you get someone's test because they're not ready, they get your test because you're super ready, and everyone gets what they want. But for 4 weeks now, I can't get a test even. So they've kind of shut the door on issuing tests, and it's just going to get worse. They work less hours because of the less daylight hours, so there's less test times. All of that just makes the queue longer. So to kind of get in front of it, you've got to get your theory out of the way. It's got to be done. Don't drag it out. I'll do it next week. It's only going to hold you up. When your driving's good enough, and it will be, you won't have passed a theory, possibly, then any driving test date is 6 months plus away. So the time it takes to book a theory, about 3 weeks, 2 weeks sometimes, then you pass it, then only then are you allowed to even try and book a test, and then they're 6 months away, and at the minute there's no test to be had. So as I'm talking to you now, if you haven't passed your theory, in reality, unless some miracle happens, and I don't see one happening, you're not passing a driving test till next June onwards. June. So get a wiggle on, get this theory done, which leads me into theory test help. Some folk need a bit more help than others. Some learn differently. Some don't like reading. And so Theory Test Explained is a product that I'm able to offer to you. Someone else just teaches theory for a living. That's all they do now. Don't teach learners no more. Gave up the car, gave up all that. And they just teach theory in a remote way, Zoom way. And they're having good results, and they've offered a free first session to anyone that wants to take them up. And you can use that and then make an arrangement between the two of you thereafter to carry on the study or whatever, and you may get what you need from that. Winter working hours. So I work less days, I work less evenings. I kind of work about the same amount of weekends, about 2 weekends a month from October till March. I've worked like mad. March to September, I've done 6 days, 7 days. I've worked 4 people a day, 5 people a day, and I'm tired and I don't want to do it. I just want to rest, because all my other interests, my business interests, my sports interests, my hobbies, whatever, they've all had to go in the back seat for months, and so I've got other things I want to get done. So my schedule is always there, and you can read it, but it's slightly less in terms of what you can and can't get. So it's always a good idea to plan ahead, but even more so at this time of the year, because as of now, for example, if you rang me up tomorrow and went, oh hello, can I take lessons? I go, yep. April, because April's what I've got. So when I send the schedule later, just be mindful that dates will go quickly, and people pile in. New year, new me people, they come around in sort of, I'm going to learn in January or whatever, and so then they're going to book 10 hours here and 20 hours there, and suddenly I've got no time at all, and I don't want you to miss out. So you've got to get organised. If any of this doesn't make sense, let me know, but in a simple way. Plan 50, 60 hours minimum. Plan as far into the future as you can. If you can't do it, someone else will take it. I can swap it with another person, but only if you've got something to swap, because think about the way life works. Generally, you have something I want, I have something you want, and we do a deal. And I can do that with lesson dates, but only if you booked them. Cancellation policy, right? So winter, lurgies, illness, whatever. So I need 48 hours notice for a cancellation. 48 hours. So that is Monday, you tell me about Wednesday. Tuesday, you tell me about Thursday. Wednesday, you tell me about Friday. Thursday, you tell me about Saturday. Friday, you tell me about Sunday. And then Saturday becomes Monday, and the whole thing starts again in a new week. And the reason for that is this: I'm in the car all day doing the thing that people want, right? Which is teaching people to drive. So I'm busy. I don't take phone calls. You might, you know, with the best of intentions, try and call me, drop me a message, whatever. But until the end of my day, for sure, I'm not going to get to that. I might get the odd rest stop, and I might be able to try to reply to stuff. But if you're telling me on Monday that you can't do Tuesday, as an example, well, I'm not going to get to that till Monday night. And then where am I going to find someone with, you know, 7, 8, 9 p.m. at night to take your tomorrow spot, which might be 9:30, so that you can have a lesson on another day, the other person gets a spot, and I'm working, and whatever. It can't be done. That's why I need you to give me 48 hours notice. So just in case it isn't clear, I need 48 hours notice, please, for cancellations or changes to start and end time, locations, whatever, because I've got to make it work with everyone else. Some people only, you know, they can only start the time they can start. They don't want to be kept waiting, or what else? They've got a babysitter to get back to, or whatever. So if you suddenly tell me tonight that, oh, tomorrow can you pick me up here? Sometimes I can't do it. I don't want to let you down, but we've got to work together. So simply put, 48 hours notice for cancellations, changes. If unfortunately you tell me with no notice, then the session is considered, the hours are used, and they don't get transferred or refunded, because I gave you and only you that spot. I said no to a plethora of people, and then if I just had a bit of notice, I could have found someone to help you or take your space. So yep, 48 hours notice, please. Study apps. So there are a number of apps that I offer, and you get connected to them when you start. If you lose your logons, or if you want to explore some of the stuff that's through the website, for example, then let me know. I'll reissue your credentials, and there's just a sea of stuff. And you could, for example, use the how-to videos. So, oh, here's a video on how to parallel park. Here's a video on how to do a roundabout, or whatever it is. There's quite a lot of stuff there. You can digest that in your own time, and then maybe use it as a practice reminder when you go out. You know, you go to, let's make stuff up, you go Tesco's car park, and you go with dad or something. He goes, oh, how do you parallel park, or how do you bay park? And you go, oh, I can't remember. So you go, all right, engine off, keys out, because safety first and all that. Then you watch the little video, go, oh yeah, I remember now, and then off you go and do it. So they're the reasons why you might want to really get stuck into that stuff. You'll learn new things, you just will, and your knowledge will be stronger, and then you'll be a better driver because you make better decisions based on fact and knowledge and certainty, rather than possibly ambiguity or uncertainty. So your 5 things then are that driving test wait times, 24 weeks minimum. Get your theory passed. Theory test explained. If you want that different way of learning and an opportunity to try something new, then use the theory test explained URL that I've sent out previously. If you can't find it, I'll send it again. Winter working hours, I work less hours till about March. So get your schedule done, get your lessons done, book them, and if necessary, we'll change them. I'll swap them, but plan. Cancellation policy, 48 hours minimum. Each and every time. There are no exceptions, I'm afraid, because I only earn money when I'm working. And if I was to say, oh, it's okay, don't worry about tomorrow, it's fine, then when I give you a lesson on another day, so it should be a session that I'm charging for, but I'm not earning any money. But my bills and my car payments and all the rest, they don't stop. I can't ring the bank and go, oh, I can't pay my mortgage this month because 6 people were ill. You know, is that okay? Can I pay you next? Doesn't work. So 48 hours notice for cancellations, please. And then study apps, use them, use all of them. As many as you can, be as knowledgeable as you can. All of it will count in the end. So I hope they're helpful. I will send out my schedule later today. And as ever, thank you for working with me. Thank you for letting me help you get to your driving dreams. I will see you on the next session. Bye.